Good day, everyone. Buenos dias, buenos tardes, buenos noches. All right. Good day from Santiago, Chile. My name is Jack, also known as Jagadish Menon. I'm the Assistant Trade Commissioner for MATRADE Santiago. Together with us today, we have Ms. Raquel Saavedra Llanos, who is our Senior Marketing Officer for MATRADE Santiago, and also our very important guest from Watts, Chile, Mr. Gonzalo Molina, and also Mr. Thomas Edwards. So today I would like to welcome you all to the Meet the Experts Chile session under the MIHAS 2025 Knowledge Hub slot. As I've mentioned, I'm Jack. The session today is specially designed to give Malaysian exporters a closer look at the Chilean market, also on a broader perspective of the Latin America market, its opportunities, the challenges, and what buyers here are really looking for. It's a dynamic market. It's also a tricky market, and we also have common issues and challenges. But nothing is impossible. It's easy. It's not very difficult to navigate, and it's interesting market as well. The session today is recorded and live streamed ahead of our physical international sourcing program, which is known as INSP, in Kuala Lumpur on 17 September 2025. Also for early engagement and preparation. And joining us today, I would like to welcome again Ms. Raquel Saavedra, my Senior Marketing Officer from Mate Santiago, Mr. Gonzalo Molina, the Procurement Director for Watts Chile, and also Mr. Thomas Edwards, the Oil Procurement Manager for Watts Chile. Moving on, let's begin with the bigger picture. I would like to invite Ms. Raquel. Ms. Raquel, Chile is actually is a very vast and diverse market, and Malaysian companies often ask us where the opportunities lie. Could you start by giving us a snapshot of Chile's the economic outlook? What sectors Malaysian exporters should be paying attention to? Please, Ms. Raquel.
Thank you, Mr. Jack. Good day, everyone. My name is Raquel Saavedra, and I'm the marketing manager for MATRADE Santiago office. It's an honor to be here at MIHAS 2005 Knowledge Hub to speak about my home and my market, Chile. And yes, I will be delighted to talk about the partnership between Chile and Malaysia. My presentation, Building Bridge for a Prosperous Trade Partnership, will uncover the stable economic environment and key opportunities that Chile has to offer. So let's begin. Today, we will cover 4 key areas to build a complete picture of this partnership. First, we'll position Chile as the strategic gateway to Latin America, highlighting its unique stability and connectivity. Second, we'll dive into the numbers, analyzing the strong and growing bilateral trade between our two nations. Third, we'll answer the essential question, why Chile? By exploring the specific business opportunities awaiting Malaysian exporters. And finally, we will spotlight the Chilean market dynamics that created the perfect environment for the success story that you will hear later on. So let's start looking at MATRADE Santiago's role as the gateway to Latin America. MATRADE Santiago oversees 7 key markets: Chile, Argentina, Peru, Ecuador, Uruguay, Paraguay, and Bolivia. This is a region of immense diversity and opportunity. Each market presents unique opportunities driven by its specific political and economic landscape. You have large reforming economies like Argentina, under an administration committed to aggressive free market reform and fiscal austerity. The country is focused on stabilizing its economy and reopening to global trade. This powerful drive to attract foreign investment and modernize its vast agricultural and energy sector is precisely what creates a significant demand for industrial machinery and technology. You have fast-growing markets like Paraguay and Peru, Paraguay's long-standing political stability and pro-investment government create a secure environment for major infrastructure projects and agricultural expansions, driving demand for construction materials and technology. In contrast, Peru, while navigating period of political volatility, maintains strong economic institutions that continue to push forward essential projects, particularly in mining and logistics. This creates consistent demand, though it requires careful risk assessment. And across the rest of the region, opportunities persist through different challenges. In Ecuador, the government is rightly prioritizing a major internal security crisis. However, its consumer and industrial base remain active, creating a resilient, necessity-driven demand for key imports, especially medical devices. Finally, you have markets like Uruguay, the benchmark for stability in the region, known for its strong democratic institution and predictable political environment regardless of the ruling party. Uruguay offers excellent opportunities for high-value export like IT solutions, specialized chemicals, and premium consumer goods, where trust and reliability are paramount. Among this diverse landscape, we strongly advise positioning Chile as your central hub. Why? Because Chile offers the essential foundation of political and economic stability, a safe harbor in a sometimes volatile region. Its modern infrastructure, transparent business environment, and extensive network of free trade agreements make it the most secure and efficient platform to not only enter the local market, but to re-export and serve your clients across the continent. To truly understand Chile, you need to look beyond the numbers. We are a remarkable ribbon of land over 4,300 kilometers long, situated on the opposite side of the world from Malaysia. We are a land of stunning contrast. In the north, the Atacama, the driest desert on earth. In the center, the vibrant metropolis of Santiago, a symbol of progress nestled beneath the majestic Andes. And to the south, the breathtaking landscape of Patagonia. This geographic diversity is a reflection of our national character, resilient, adaptable, and full of potential. This is the spirit that drives our economy. When a Malaysian company chooses Chile, it's not just entering a market of 19 million people, it's gaining a preferential key to a region of over 600 million. This is possible through the access. Chile has one of the most robust networks of trade agreements. For Malaysia, the most important are the Malaysian Free Trade Agreement and the Comprehensive Progressive Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership, or CPTPP. This treaty is the bridge that eliminates most tariffs, making your products more competitive and simplifying the logistics. Also, the stability. In a region that can present uncertainty, Chile stands out. Our political and economic stability is consistent, recognized by the World and the World Economic Forum, offering the security every company needs to build long-term success. Infrastructure, or world-class Pacific port like San Antonio and Valparaiso are among the most efficient in Latin America, ensuring your products arrive and are distributed quickly and safely throughout the continent. Malaysia and Chile, two dynamic nations separated by distance, but united by a vision of growth. As you can see, both countries are economic powerhouses in their respective regions. Malaysia, a key driver in Southeast Asia with a diversified economy. Chile, a stable and sophisticated platform for business with one of the highest GDP per capita in Latin America. But these numbers represent more than just strength. They represent complementarity. Malaysia has the expertise and capacity to produce high-value, sustainable products, and Chile has the mature consumer market and the logistical network to distribute those products. not just locally, but region-wide. So how does this potential translate into reality? This graph of our total bilateral trade tells a powerful story. After the challenge of the pandemic, our trade relationship has not just recovered, it has taken off, showing incredible resilience and momentum. In 2024, we reached a historic high of over $500 million, a stunning increase of more than 65% in recent years. But I'm thrilled to share that this momentum is not just continuing, it's accelerating this year. In just the first 6 months of 2025, from January to June, our total trade has already surged by an incredible 42.3% compared to the same period last year. And this growth is being led by export from Malaysia to Chile, which has shown a growth of 44.5% in the same period. This is not a coincidence, and if we ask what is fueling this growth, the answer reveals a symbiotic partnership. This growth is fundamentally driven by a strategic exchange of essential inputs. On one hand, Chile's powerful agricultural sector demands urea to fertilize the field and palm oil to create the food product you see in our shelves. In the other direction, Malaysia's world-class electronic and semiconductor industry sources a critical raw material, copper, to power its manufacturing. This is not just trade, it's a partnership where each country provides the essential building blocks for others' economic success. It demonstrates an industrial-level integration that makes our relationship both profitable and resilient. Let's look closer at the products driving this growth. Malaysia exports to Chile are diverse and essential for our industry. We see strong demand for agricultural inputs like urea and, of course, palm oil and its derivatives like shortening, which are critical for our food sector. But it also includes other value-added products like prepared food, cocoa, furniture, and world-class rubber products like medical gloves. This is a two-way street. Chile, in turn, supplies Malaysia with key commodities like copper, essential for the electronic industry, and premium food like cherries, salmon, and wood. This balanced trade shows a mature and mutual beneficial partnership. So, why is Chile the ideal partner for your company? The answer lies in 4 pillars of opportunity. Stability. In a volatile world, Chile offers a safe and predictable business environment with clear rules. This minimizes risk and allows you to build long-term, profitable relationships. Platform. Chile is more than a market, it's your launchpad. Our strategic location and efficient logistics provide the most effective gateway to the entire South America continent. The demanding consumer. The Chilean consumer does not just seek a low price, they demand quality, innovation, and value. There is a huge appetite for healthy, sustainable, and plant-based products, a perfect match for Malaysia's premium offerings. Sustainability. Sustainability is no longer a niche, it's a market requirement. Certification like MSPO are powerful sales tools that open doors to major retailers. These pillars of opportunity create demand across the 3 high potential sectors you see here. First, let's look at the industrial sector. Chile's powerful manufacturing base has a constant need for reliable, high-quality inputs. This is where Malaysia excels, supplying key ingredients from cocoa powder and oleochemicals to soap noodles to our consumers' goods industry. But the opportunity in this category goes far beyond raw material. It extends to high-value finished goods, especially furniture. To be clear, Malaysia is not just a participant in this market, it's a dominant leader. If you walk into any major retail or department store in Chile today, the beautiful wooden dining set you see is very likely Malaysian made. In fact, Malaysia is the #1 supplier to a market in this key category. This is a powerful proof to the quality, design, and trust this industry has already built. Second, let's turn to healthcare and wellness. Chile has a sophisticated and growing healthcare system, creating constant demand for high-quality medical disposable, where Malaysian products like examination gloves are trusted for the quality. In parallel, our increasing health-conscious population is driving a boom in the market for vitamins and supplements. Finally, and perhaps the most dynamic opportunity, is finished halal food products. The modern Chilean consumer is busy, healthy conscious, and adventurous. They are looking for ready-to-eat meal with authentic flavors, healthy snacks, and there is a massive, undeniable trend towards vegan and free-from products. As you can see, the opportunities are enormous and varied. We invite you to explore these sectors and see Chile as your strategic partner for growth in Latin America. This image of a supermarket aisle in Chile tells a story of dual opportunity. First, notice the local brands. The powerful Chilean food constantly need high-quality ingredients. This is where Malaysian suppliers of shortening, cocoa, and other inputs become indispensable partners. But if you look closer, about 30% of these products are imported. There is proven space for Malaysian brands to compete directly with finished goods. But it's important for you to know about the Chile's food labeling law. And the golden rule to succeed here are these black warning labels: high in sugar, high in saturated fat, high in sodium, and high in calories. A Malaysian product that is naturally healthy and avoid this warning label has an immediate, powerful advantage. It instantly communicates quality on the supermarket shelf. This law has educated the Chilean consumer. A product without label is immediately seen as healthier. If your brand offers a delicious, healthy snack, you aren't just selling a product, you're offering a visible solution that stands out. It is your single greatest competitive advantage. It's the most effective tool you can have at the point of sale. Now, let's talk about Chile's massive bakery and cookie industry. Chile is one of the largest bread consumers in the world, but beyond that, we have an incredible, sophisticated industry of cookies and snacks that supplies both our country and export to the region. For this industry, palm shortening is not just an ingredient, it's the foundational element. It defines the perfect snap of a crunch of a cookie, the tender crumb of a cake, and the shelf life of the final product. The quality, consistency, and reliability of this input are absolutely critical to their success. That critical need for reliable, high-quality ingredients, which we just saw in the bakery sector, is a principle that applies across Chile's entire food and agricultural industry. And this is where our partnership story comes to life. On one hand, you have a diversified Chilean food leader, Watts, who needs to source the absolute best inputs for the many different products line. And on the other hand, you have Malaysian industry giant, FGV IFCO, offering a world-class sustainable and reliable supply. Now, while Watts is a major player in many areas, the partnership with FGV IFCO is a powerful example of this principle in action within the large scale of oil and animal nutrition division. It perfectly illustrates whether the end product is a biscuit for a consumer or a high-quality feed for livestock, the core demand for world-class Malaysian ingredient is the same. This connection is more than a simple transaction, it's a strategic alliance built on trust and quality. And to tell us the story from the inside, I like to thank our partner for Alimentos Watts, Mr. Gonzalo and Mr. Thomas Edward, who will share the story later on. Thank you very much for your attention. I hope this has given you a clear view of the immense potential that Chile market holds. MATRADE Santiago is here to help you, and you can contact us at our email santiago@matrade.gov.my. Thank you, Mr. Jack.
Thank you, Raquel. Well, very well said, very nicely illustrated as well. There are a lot of potential and there are a lot of demand for Malaysian products in Chile. Though the market is pretty tricky, it's dynamic as well at the same time, based on what you've shared. Also, Raquel, you have touched on quite a lot of important themes, mainly on sustainability, the dynamic food industry, and also on healthy food products that are on demand in Chile as well. Just a question based on your observation, what do you think are the biggest barriers that Malaysian exporters should be prepared for, and how do you think that we as MATRADE, we can help them? Okay?
Yes, of course. While Chile is known for its open, free market economy with minimal trade barriers, it enforced significant non-tariff regulation, particularly in the food and beverage sector. And I will say the most critical of this is the labeling law. For example, the key requirement this law include is that all product label must be in Spanish and clearly detailed ingredient and nutritional information must be clear. Products that exceed the limit for sugar, calories, sodium, or saturated fat must display the prominent black hexagonal warning labels known as sellos de advertencia in the front of the package. And also, if a product carries one or more warning seal, it's legally prohibited from using child-oriented marketing tools on a package, such as cartoon, mascot, or maybe a celebrity. Yes, I would say that's the most important. And in other markets, there are some specific rules that, of course, we can help each company case by case to identify. So they can always approach MATRADE Santiago, and we will be very happy to help them.
Thank you, Raquel. Thank you. Well said. Well said. I guess it doesn't go away with the saying that Chile is always chill and Chileans are sweet. I think the alto
Yes.
azucares is always there in product labeling, which shows high sugar content and all that. Also, moving forward to our important guest, who is also our main buyer as well at the same time an importer. So based in Chile. Now let's hear directly from the market itself, the market perspective. Mr. Gonzalo, thank you for joining us. Mr. Gonzalo is from Watts Chile, and he is the procurement director at the same time. Watts is a prominent Chilean food and beverage company that is actually quite big, and they have a long history and a diverse range of products which are actually available in Chile. And Mr. Gonzalo, could you share with us your sourcing approach? What do you look, when you consider for international supplies, especially from Southeast Asia? Please, Mr. Gonzalo, floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Jack. Hi, everyone. Let me introduce to you. And before to answer your question, let me show you a little introduction about our company. Well, what is a company and traditional company for in Chile and with operation in the food, wine in the sector in Chile. Okay, what produce and sell a lot of dairy product, oil, and food beverage, for example, through the different kind of business, grocery, chilled, and frozen product. We established a brand and high market share in all the sector which operate. Okay, One of the five largest suppliers of the major supermarket chain in Chile, with sound presence in the traditional market through the direct sales and exclusive trade operation. Okay, if you see the number, the sales, the turnovers per year is more than 650 US million dollar per year. Okay, and the profit, the final, the bottom final is more than 23 US million dollars. Okay, the percentage is very shorter, but the food industry is like this. Okay, we're concentrating different kind of sectors in domestic market and supermarket. Okay, um, operationally, the company is structured around the following different areas: grocery, chilled, frozen, and wines. The grocery and the Chilean product is more than 80% of the sales. Okay, the supermarket account is the for the largest channel with more than 50% of the sales. The other one is industrial, food service, and export, like others. And the sale distribution or frozen is through the AgroSuper, the other one big company in Chile. And the domestic market concentrate 88% of the sales. Okay, and the last one is we have the owner of the traditional winery in the name of Viña Santa Carolina. Okay, if you can see the composition of the sales, you can see the grocery, the chile, the wines, and if you can compare with different kind of distributor. Okay, our company, our focus is the brands. Okay, this is the most strong for us, and the people recognize this brand. You can see the different brand depending the kind of product. For example, in the oils, we have the Chef, Belmont, Mazola, Cristal, La Reina. Is this if you can aggregate and total this number, the brand is the number one in Chile. Okay, for example, in preserve, we used to use the Wasil and the Regimel. We are the number one in the share market. Jams, juice and nectar, liquid milk, milk powder in the grocery industry. Okay. If, for example, if you see the juice and nectar segment, okay, you can see the watts is again the number one. Okay, with the very close to 60%. Okay, and in the juice and nectar is 37. Okay, always we are the number one or the number two or fighting the one or the second place. If you see the share market in the liquid milk, for example, we have the Column number one, Nestlé, Surlat, Soprole, and Watts again. It's 20%. Chile is the biggest, largest, and the producer to the dairy product. Okay. In milk powder, the number one is the Nestlé, and the second one is again Watts. In Chile product, we have industry more yogurt, aged cheeses, margarine, butter. Okay, and this is our brand. Loncoleche, Danone, Calo, Las Parcelas de Valdivia, and you can see the different kind of business: yogurt, egg, cheese, margarine, butter, juices, and nectar. Probably the Chilean consumer recognize immediately this brand. Well, we are very close relationship, and we are partnered with Danone, the biggest, the Danone, because 10 years ago, more or less, we have an agreement and we have the licensee to Danone brand in Chile. We are the only one country in the world that Danone give the brand. Okay, and if you put our brand with the Danone, you can see our brand and our share is the second one in the Chilean market. Okay, the level and the assurance quality of Danone is very high. Okay, and for us it's a honor work with them. We have the first one, the division, the frozen product. We are buying the frozen like fruit, vegetables, and we produce in our factory and sells and export with our brands. Okay, this company was bought in November 2014, and annual sales exceed more than 60 million per year. Okay, and the Chilean market to vegetable and potato market is more than 200 US million dollars. And the vegetable oils, talking about the oils like palm oil, is more than 50,000 tons per year and 60 millions, okay, in oil purchase every year. Okay, we buy raw material, refine in our plants, and we produce the different kind of product like butter, margarine, salmon industry. What is the strategy of our company? Strong, well known the brands, the people recognize our brands, diversify the product portfolio. We don't put all the effort in only one. We have diversified. This is a very good strategy. Okay, we will establish a distribution channel in different kind of, for example, supermarket, industry, frozen, like others. Okay, and growth driven by acquisition of strong brand. We are You can buy, for example, increasing your sales, but you can increase, you can more biggest acquisition only the brands. And in the last 20 years, our company bought a lot of brands, okay? And continuously product innovation. We are sharing to the Chilean market more than 200 per year new products. Well, this is the market share to our we are in this industry. You can see the share and our position. For example, juice and nectar is a very high market, and we are the number one in the Chilean market of the share. The oil, again the number one with this brand. Margarine, number one. Jams and preserve is a little different to jam and preserve, but it's very close. Again the number one. Yogurt, the second place with using the Danone brand. Milk powder, the second. Frozen product, liquid milk, and aged cheese. Okay. Diversified product portfolio. We are in all the house every day. If you can see in the house to the storage, the most probably there that we stay there, because if you see our product is fresh milk, powder, liquid, cheese is everything. Okay, in the snack, in the breakfast, dairy product, frozen, Sunday lunch, appetizer, grocery, like others. And the other strong position is the distributor. Okay, we have a production facility to 6 factories. Sales office is 10 in through the Chilean 12 distribution center, and distribution center surface, and a lot of truck like others. And this is the number of the logistic in the Chilean number. Okay, we are talking about the 6 food processing plants through the Chilean. We have in Lonquén plants, in San Bernardo, in Santiago, we have 2, in Chillán, in Osorno, Buin, for example. Okay. Well, this is answering your question, Mr. Jack. Well, it's very good question. The main aspect that we are looking for to the supplier or the country is seriousness, reliability, quality, compliance, and long-term relationship. We don't like to be a spot client. We are always putting the most effort in the long-term relationship. Uh, for example, we import raw material from many places, many countries around the world. And with the Malaysia, we have never any problem. Okay. It's an honor to work with your country, Mr. Jack.
Thank you, Gonzalo. Nicely said. Thank you. So, maybe we could, probably we can say it more like a marriage, more on a long-term relationship. But yeah, we do appreciate your support as well from what's just another question, Gonzalo. The presentation was very insightful. It is very, very appealing as well. We know what is quite very strong in Chile, and we are looking forward to connect more Malaysian companies with you as we go on this journey. From your experience and maybe from your view, perhaps, how do you see Malaysian products compared to the other products in Chile? Are there like any particular categories that you think Malaysian companies have potential? Do you have any idea?
Yes, we are full of opportunities because Malaysia is the major producer of the palm oil in the world. Uh, we consume palm oil in margarine, as you see before, and the animal feeds. Okay, for example, the animal feeds for the salmon industry in Chile is more than 6 billion US dollar per year. It's a very big industry, okay? And they consume a lot of oil-based feeds, okay? And we are supplier for this industry, okay? And they have very competitive cost, Malaysia, okay? And the logistic, despite the being and the far away, but to the other side of the world. But the most important is the competitive cost, the logistic, the very clearance, everything is good.
Thanks, Gonzalo. Very interesting actually, because we also came across several importers indicating that logistics and pricing always come up in the conversation when it comes to Malaysian products. Also, I think the Malaysian companies should be aware of the minimum, what you call, expiry time frame, which usually Chilean companies prefer for at least 18 months of minimum shelf life, so that the moment it comes to Chile from Malaysia, probably about 2 months of shipment, then it goes into display, and then the time it sells and all that, those are the factors, right? Just another question before we move on, Gonzalo. I was thinking like earlier you mentioned about logistics and you mentioned about long-term relationship. In terms of products, what's expectation, in terms of products that the Malaysian companies can be well prepared when they present your product? Sorry, when they present their product to you, is it? Do you have any expectation there in terms of product?
Well, we're very interesting to develop and the new supplier, for example, to the oil palm and the specific palm to how do you say the name, Thomas? What is the name?
It's palmestering in flakes.
Extract flakes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
palm string, yes, yeah.
Palms.
That's nice.
Okay. But it's very good product we are looking for. And now we are very close and receiving the samples. We are taking contact with the different kind of company, and we have a meet in the new fair in the next weeks with this company. And Malaysia is very competitive in cost. If you see, is far away, but it's not a problem because the cost of the freight is not too much. The most important is the the cycle is very fast. They are transparent and show everything, the quality, assurance, everything.
Voila, perfecto. Nice one, Don Gonzalo. Moving on to let's thank you. Sorry, thank you, Don Gonzalo. Really appreciate your inputs. Moving on, I would like to greet Mr. Thomas Edwards. Thank you for joining us as well, Mr. Thomas. He's from Watts as well. He's the oil and procurement manager as well with Watts. And Thomas, could you share with us more details about the type of products, the subcomponents, we were talking about palm products and its subcomponents earlier, right? And also the chemistry that you need. Probably you need some detailed specifications, some things that Malaysian companies can fulfill, Feel free to share. The floor is yours, Thomas. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Well, first of all, thanks for the invitation. It's an honor to be here. I have a small presentation that I want to share with you, so I can tell you a bit more about what I do. I'm procurement manager in Watts, specifically in oils category. So I want to tell you about our brands first. We have 4 different brands in the oils category. Chef is the premium brand. We have in Chef, we have olive oil, corn oil, grapeseed oil, sunflower oil, soybean oil, sesame oil, raps oil. So you see, we have a very big portfolio, and we are interested in develop maybe palm oil in 1 liter format. So that's the first challenge that we see here. We also have Belmont brand. This is our economic line. And we have also a Mazola brand and Cristal line. They are different brands as well in the oils category. As well as in oil, we have margarine and bakery brands. We have 4 very strong brands. They are Hornito, Doña Juanita, Condesa, and Crucina. They all are specific for different market targets. And like you see, these are vegetable. They are made from palm oil mostly. So that's where we use the palm oil from Malaysia, like Gonzalo said before. Also, about our market share in these categories, we are market leader in both, in oils and also in margarine. In oils, we have a 21% market share, and in margarine's category, we have a 39% of the market share. So we have very strong brands in these categories. They are huge brands, and we have a very big opportunity to keep growing if we find very good partners that we believe that we can find in Malaysia. So that's why we believe that we have a very big opportunity here. About our numbers, my team buys more than 50,000 tons per year. It's around $60 million. We buy raw materials. Some of them we already buy them refined, but we mostly refine in our factory, and then we also package in our factory. From all the oils that we buy, 15,000 tons are palm oil. We are mostly sourced from Malaysia, Peru, and Colombia. These both last countries are very close to us, but they are not as big as Malaysia. We all know it is. What we buy, because we don't only buy palm oil, we also buy other derivatives from palm oil. We buy palm estering, palm kernel oil, palm olein, and also, like we were talking before, the hydrogenated palm estering flakes. This last one is very important for us. That's our main purpose, I would say, for MIHAS. We are really interested in find good suppliers. I will show you later why do we have a very big opportunity with this. But first, let me tell you a bit about the opportunities and challenge we see in this category, okay? First, we can consolidate and keep growing in our oils and margarines. We think that we can duplicate our volumes that they are big at the moment, but there's a huge space in the market to keep growing. Um, the the market share is big, our market share, but it could grow still more. And also, the salmon industry is a very interesting industry. Uh, like Gonzalo said a bit before, Chile is the second largest salmon exporter after Norway. We export around $6.4 billion per year, and yeah, that's a very big number. And we have a very small participation of the market, so there's a big opportunity to keep growing. We produce a mix of oils to cover the pellets for salmons, and we do it mostly from palm estuarine or palm oil. So that's where we have to point our efforts. Like I was saying before, our demand of this product is around 300 tons per month, but there is a huge space to grow. So that's where we think that we have the big challenge to connect with Malaysian companies to develop this opportunity. And well, terima kasih. I hope I said properly, and see you.
Nice, nice. Nice, well said, Thomas. Yeah, thanks. Just a question which popped out in my mind. You see, thinking about your experience and all that. We are looking. We just want to know, what is Watt's experience? What's Chile? You have a lot of experience with a lot of suppliers. What is your experience with the Malaysian suppliers? What do they supply, and how has been the journey so far? Maybe you can share one or two thoughts about it, Thomas.
Yeah, well, we have a very big supplier from Malaysia. Raquel said it before. It's Feldaifco. It's a very serious company. We have a long-term relation. It works very well. We have a very good relation. They are reliable. They are competitive prices, and we are really happy with them. We want to keep growing, and we also want to find different companies, because we know that there are a lot of companies that do palm oil and their derivatives, because palm oil is important, but we believe that there are other products that could be very interesting as well.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks. Glad to know. Glad to know. So we'll be seeing you soon in MIHAS as well, and hopefully we get the connection done and the dots are connected very well. It's an interesting journey actually. What we learned from Watts and what we know you've been doing all the while. And we saw an increased demand in palm oil as well, mainly in Chile, apart from Watts, and also there are other companies who are asking for palm oil and other products. Moving forward, before we conclude, I just want to call in for an interactive session between all of us. Let me open up this floor to all the panelists, and based on what we have discussed, right? What do you think? What do you all think? The do's and don'ts. Like when you engage with Chilean partners, you of course you must have some. You don't simply go and knock the door and hit the wall, right? So we're looking at any do's and don'ts. Raquel, Gonzalo, and Thomas, feel free to jump in. Just share one or 2 points of yours. Maybe from Raquel, you can start yourself.
Yes, of course. I will say the first is understand the market. It's important for the company to see how Chile behaves in that particular market. And of course, we can always help the companies and also to connect with suitable partners. I will also say that leverage on the FTA and CPTPP. And the don't will say ask the buyers about the labeling and help them to ease the process. Help with all the documentation, and please send samples. Samples are very important, and yes, that I will say those are the points.
Nice one, Raquel. Yeah, I do agree. CPTPP and MCFTA. Sorry, Gonzalo, yours, please.
No, Mr. Jack, I would like to give you another point.
Please, yeah.
Malaysia is not only one palm oil is more than this.
Of course,
And
a lot of it, yeah.
yes, and we have a strong focus. For example, is the open economy, like a Chilean. Chile is very open. We export and import very fast, very easy. You can import immediately. We don't put any problem. Okay, if you compare for other economies, it's very hard, very difficult. Okay, it's a huge problem to export. But Malaysia and Chile is the same. We are very open. And let me show you, for example, other cases when we went to other big fairs, for example, the typical Anuga or Cial in Paris, we founded a lot of suppliers to produce any product the same like that we do. Okay, and now we import this product because this product is more competitive to the cost if we produce. Okay, and this is our focus with Tomas and me, that in the next week and in this fair we are looking for example, retail products, the frozen product, the canned fruits, the vegetables, like others. Okay, and in this case we can found the different suppliers to competitive in cost, in very transparent, open, and probably we will get together a business.
Nice, nice one, Gonzalo. I really agree with you. Also, thanks for the compliment. Malaysia being an open market, it is. Thomas, any idea from your side?
Yeah, well, I would like to say that Chile, like Raquel said before, is very far from Malaysia. It's not a big country, but it's a very stable country. It can be a bridge to the other countries in the region. So be caution with Chile. It's a very interesting country, and there are a lot of opportunities to develop.
Thank you, Thomas. Thank you. You see, not as Gonzalo mentioned, and also as Thomas you mentioned earlier, we always benchmark Chile as the cornerstone and also as the gateway for Latin American market, it being the most stable economy and the strongest. So also, as Gonzalo mentioned earlier, we not necessarily only on food products. There are also many other products that is demand. There is demand in Chile from Malaysian companies as well. We have a lot. We have come across, like me personally, I've come across demand for cocoa products, medical devices, syringes, and then furniture as well. And interesting, there are also some technology there going on. We are working on all these. And this has been a very insightful session. I thank you all so much. Thank you once again to our speakers, namely Raquel, Mr. Gonzalo, Mr. Thomas. Thank you for your time and your valuable perspective. To all the Malaysian exporters tuning in, we hope that today's session has given you a clearer view and on how to approach the Chilean market and inspired some confidence, in building our export strategy, mainly the Malaysian companies. We look forward to seeing many of you all at the upcoming INSP session, International Sourcing Program, on 17th of September at MITEC. All of the speakers will be there. Raquel will be there. Thomas will be there. And also Mr. Gonzalo will be there. So I believe there you will have the Malaysian companies. I believe there you will have the opportunity to meet the buyers. Mr. Gonzalo, Mr. Thomas are from Watts, and they will be our premium buyer during the session. And you'll have the opportunity to have a direct business discussion. Thank you all again, and stay safe and stay connected with MATRADE. MATRADE Santiago is here always to help you. And thank you so much. And I just want to say my gratitude from the bottom of my heart to Gonzalo and Thomas for being and coming on board and sharing your views. Thank you, everyone. Muchas gracias, and ketinggalan bundia. Have a good day ahead.